Today's video features my new glasses and my shoulder hair. Yay. Hey little spuddies, what's up? How's it going? I hope you are well. I am Jamie. Welcome back to another video, your first video on the channel. I don't know, but either way, a very big welcome to you. I'm very glad you clicked on this video and I hope you're going to enjoy it because today we are looking at the wonderfulness that is accidental allies. Those people that are just trying to be transphobic, biphobic, homophobic, some kind of LGBTQ plus phobic and failing. And not just failing, but in the process being very pro LGBTQ+. What is this? You were trying to be hateful, but you're actually coming across as accepting? Love it. I just don't understand it. I'm not even that old. I was born in the 90s. How can you be called they or them? You're a single individual, not a group of people. I was born in the 90s. You're really not old. What pronouns would you use to refer to a theoretical person of unknown gender? I will not refer to them using any pronouns until their gender is clear. That would be the respectful thing to do as well. I appreciate that in some roundabout way they're trying to be respectful, but just absolutely refusing to understand part of the English language and how they/them can actually be singular use as well as plural use. Very interesting. And then actually just naturally using they/them in a singular way because that's what we all do. It happens. Because what's not very natural is to start referring to a single person whose gender and name are unknown as that person. Just really make sure you do not use they/them in a singular way if you're trying to claim that you cannot use they/them in a singular way. Otherwise, you will come across as an accidental ally. Me, when someone with pronouns in their bio speaks up, you unbutton your shirt and you look angry. Okie dokie. Is that an angry face? It looks a bit like an angry face. You have used a pronoun in your TikTok. Are you angry at yourself now? Or is it okay because they're not in bio? This is bad English. Them in that sentence implies there is more than one person. You can refer to a singular person as they/them. That's basic grammar. Nah, he, she, or their name. Their name. Their name. Their name. Everybody uses mixed pronouns of he/. I can't speak. Everybody uses mixed pronouns of he/she. My brain was telling me to say he/thee, don't know why, or their name. But for some reason, these elusive they, them, their gender neutral pronouns don't exist. We seem to be able to use them at random intervals, but when actually consciously needing to use them or being asked to use them, for some reason they just disappear. Stop gender. People are seen taking part in the March for Life and Family in Warsaw, Poland. Several thousand people took part in the march that was meant to counter the gay pride march of the previous day. Was meant to counter? Does that mean it did not achieve the countering? Stop gender. I don't know if this is strictly accidental ally, but it feels a bit off in some way. I know, the accidental allyship is to agender people. No more gender. There we go. It's a very confusing sign. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Unless he's a vegan, then it's through his vagina. I feel like I know the joke they were trying to make, but they just admitted that, yes, men can have vaginas. They're not all vegan, but they can. Men can have vaginas. Veganism is not genital dependent. LGBTQ equals clown face. I'm assuming these are things that they don't like. BLM equals clown face, vaccines, Biden, liberals, abortion, keyboard warriors. Trans women are men. Well, yes. Clownface. Trans women are not men, so people with that opinion. Silly people. That is one way to just completely poop on all your points and ruin everything you've just said. I'm confused. So they, them, their in the English language are pronouns used to indicate plurality, which are not gender specific. So if a non-binary person is wanting to use this because they don't want to be male or female, or are they saying they are multiple people, hence the use of plural pronouns, it would make more sense for them to create their own pronoun rather than trying to change the meaning of the language. You are the one trying to change the meaning of the language by saying they, them, there is only ever plural. The amount of times, though. Do people reread what they write? Why wear a cross if you choose to be lesbian? It clearly says in the Bible, you shall be with someone the same gender as you. It clearly says in the Bible, you shall be with someone the same gender as you. There you have it, folks. The Bible says same gender couples. Yes, that's what we need to do. It's heterosexuality that's been wrong all this time. How do you mess up like this? Reread what you've written. Or don't, because then it makes really funny accidental ally posts. No matter what you do to this building, everyone knows it used to be a Pizza Hut. That's what the trans community fails to understand. I think there's quite a lot you could do to the building that would make it unrecognizable as a previous Pizza Hut. And if you change the building, if you put up a Domino's sign, sorry to name competitors, but if you put up a Domino's sign, people aren't going to keep going, oh, should we go to Pizza Hut? If you keep saying, let's go to that Pizza Hut when the building is actually a Domino's, people are going to get really confused about what the heck you're talking about. They tried to make a point, but they ended up making the opposite one. Seem to miss that it takes more than a birth certificate or any other legal document to be a man or a woman. Yes. Trans people, you do not need to change your birth certificate or have legal documentation in order to actually be your gender. Thank you, accidental ally. Woman. Adult human female. Female. Individual with a working copy of the SRY gene. They really do mean a basic understanding of biology. Very quick Google, if you weren't already aware of the SRY gene. The SRY gene is found on the Y chromosome. The Y chromosome is typically and most commonly found in people who are assigned male at birth. Bro, you look like a they/them. Shh. I mean, I am, thanks. They sound not very trans-friendly, but they got your pronouns right. Straight away. Well done. Thank you very much. Don't think they meant to, but they did. My mum sent me good morning with 2 women kissing with a little heart. And she's homophobic. I mean, yes, I'm assuming intended platonically, but still funny. Stop calling real men and women cis. We exactly 100. Exactly how God made us. Are you trying to say that the real men and women are actually trans men and women? Hey? Because if they're not cis, then they're trans. So thank you, although I don't really think that we should be doing that. I think it's a bit rude to cis people. Trans women and cis women, all real women. Trans men and cis men, all real men. Thank you very much. When an anti-LGBTQ plus Christian page accidentally becomes a trans advocate. Ooh, we love it. Marriage is between a trans man and a trans woman. That would ironically just be between a man and a woman. It would be, yes, precisely, exactly, absolutely, it would, yes. And your point is? I mean, I'm assuming they were trying to misgender and do it the wrong way round, but they wrote man and woman the same way as trans man and trans women were written. It's in the same order, so. In 1,000 years, if someone was to dig up, oh, it's one of those. How many transphobes create these fake scenarios of trans people getting dug up in 1,000 years? A, what's the likelihood of that happening? B, cremation is a thing. C, who cares? You won't know. I don't care. I know how I've lived my life. I don't really care what happens in 1,000 years. Anyway, in 1,000 years, if someone was to dig up any trans person, say a trans man, and did a DNA on their bones, they would say this is a man's bones. And same goes for trans women. They would be classified as a women. Nah. I was so focused on reading it and I got really confused by the plural women that I didn't even realise that accidental alliedness. Thank you. Yes. If you do a DNA on my bones in 1,000 years, they'll say man. At least try and be offensive. XX or XY. Only XX gets pregnant. Only XY can get XX pregnant. Basic elementary school biology. No college degree needed. Why have they written like that? I mean, you've taken away any mention of actual sex and gender. You've taken away any labels. You're literally describing people based on chromosomes. And not all XX can get pregnant. Not all XY can get somebody pregnant. But by doing that, trans people do not dispute what chromosomes can and probably are. Not that they're definitely the way you would predict them to be. But that's not something trans people dispute. That's not something trans people claim they can change. So by saying that, it's like, yeah, in theory, an XX trans man could get pregnant. Doesn't make him less of a man. And in theory, an XY trans woman could get somebody pregnant. Doesn't make them any less of a woman. When you boil it down so much, you're arguing on the opposite side. My poor parents bought me a pride balloon for my graduation because they thought it meant they were proud of me. Pride. Why your poor parents? This is adorable. I love this. I don't know if it's accidental allies because I don't know if the parents weren't allies before or if the person getting this balloon is LGBTQ plus and like closeted or something and there was need for allyship or whatever. This is adorable. I like this. I would like it less if I knew the parents were homophobic, so I'm just going to pretend they're not. And that's all the accidental allies for today. Did we like this video? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Think about giving it a like and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And yeah, as always, I will see you next time. Probably not with my shoulders out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye. I think I just did my outro twice. Did I get sidetracked? I don't know. Either way, the video's done. I'll see you. Bye.